NHL 2025 Team of the Year is officially here. We've predicted all of our teams, but today we're reacting to the winners for the forward groups for the PWHL and NHL Team of the Year. A reminder for anyone that does play NHL 25, nominee cards are in the game right now, but as of this moment, you can go into NHL 25, play with the Team of the Year players that were selected, and the nominee cards can be traded in for a winner's card, which you can build up to higher overall versions, and they get better card art for the Team of the Year players. So you'll want to do that if you have some of these nominees that are now Team of the Year official winners, members. I don't know how you want to classify it. I don't have the list, though, so they entrusted this guy right here.
Foolish. Okay, foolish. Number one, I don't know if you guys did this, but have you guys ever been like a little sick and then you stayed at home and just played video games all day?
Yeah, 100% I did.
Yeah, now's the time to trade in your cards for the winner's cards, okay? Maybe you're feeling a little under the weather. Oh no, maybe you stay home sick and play video games.
It's a Friday, it's a long weekend.
A Friday.
That's
Pretty
perfect.
It's pretty cold outside too right now.
Oh yeah,
It is.
Yeah,
Easy to be like, oh, I'm feeling cold too.
Interesting time for you to shave your face, Sam, when it's unbelievably cold outside right now.
Yeah, it honestly, it was a bit of a move. I just did it, and I guess I'm gonna have to live with this for now. And I'm sorry to everyone that I've heard here.
Handsome Sam.
Okay, enough already. Let's get down to business. Some of us were right, some of us were wrong in terms of the Team of the Year. Okay,
Okay.
ready for this?
I actually don't like when we tap the
I know, but
It's bad for the audio as a guy who listens to the audio. But Jess, go ahead, because no one else is gonna talk. Jesse and Pock have selected correctly for the forward NHL Team of the Year.
Wow.
business with you, man.
No Kaprizov.
No Kaprizov.
No Kaprizov.
Yes. So
Wow.
you've got Connor McDavid. Ever heard of him?
A couple times.
A couple times.
So
Nathan McKinnon.
you mean suspended Connor McDavid? Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah. And as well, who was your third pick?
No.
Oh, no. Was that the tee-up? That wasn't the tee-up.
Nikita Kucherov.
Yeah.
Nikita Kucherov is number 3, guys.
Me and Sam both had real Kaprizov. We were trying to go a little differently here, but not to say he doesn't deserve it over Kucherov, but Kucherov is the third pick in the end.
I'm happy Cooch got it because I feel like that guy just, I don't know, doesn't get the respect.
I feel like this is perennial. He gets the respect,
I know,
but everyone says he doesn't get
Yeah.
the respect.
100%.
You're just Sasha Barkoving him.
Oh, don't go there.
Well, I actually said that he should at least have been a nominee, and if he was even on the team, I
It
wouldn't.
could have gone either way. Like if it was Kaprizov, I would have been like, okay, like I get it.
Okay,
Yeah.
guy puts a puck in the back of the net,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough to get McDavid and McKinnon off of this list. Like, I don't even know what's going to have to happen for them to not make this list every year, but it really is. I feel so bad for the rest of the forward group in the NHL because it's just like, you're never going to get a Team of the Year card unless you're better than McDavid or McKinnon. And then even then, the competition for the third spot is like going into next year, Leon Draisaitl, Nikita Kucherov again. A guy like Braden Point, who probably is going to score 50 this year, might not even sniff a nominee. Like it's insane.
If McDavid keeps throwing elbows and cross checks, he might find himself off this list.
Or he's just going to be even more overpowered. They're going to just bump up his checking and physical
Yeah.
play stats, and it's just going to be a disaster.
That's why he gave the cross check because he wanted to get his EA toughness up.
That's why he did it.
Yeah, is that what he did? Okay,
That's why all players do what they do on the ice.
Yeah.
It's all about their EA rating.
It's all about their EA rating.
You mentioned, though, like, they're really only playing for that third spot because McDavid and McKinnon are so etched into this team. The third spot, like, Nikita Kucherov had 100 assists last year. Like, that's also the most automatic Team of the Year thing ever, but then it's not because there's other players putting up, crazy numbers. So I agree with Kucherov. I mean, we picked them. But like you said, Kaprizov made a really good case. Sam Reinhart made a decent case.
Wasn't even a nominee.
Yeah,
Next year.
Alexander Barkov, super underrated.
so underrated.
So on.
It's
Clayton
underrated how underrated Barkov is. It's actually overrated how underrated he is.
I think you're starting to confuse yourself because you just keep saying underrated and overrated so many times.
You're right. You're right.
You can't argue with that, Thomas. You can't.
All right, so Pock and Jesse, 1 for 1 on the forward group, correctly predicted the men's team of the year, the NHL team of the year members, Connor McDavid, Nathan MacKinnon, Nikita Kucherov. Let's see if you guys can go 2 for 2 here, or if me and Sam can at least get on the board. I feel like our PWHL teams were all a little different. It wasn't as cut and dry as the NHL team, just because there were so many good seasons to pick from, and not that none stood out above the rest, but you could really make a legitimate case for like all 7 nominees to be the team of the year. Whereas on the NHL side of things, like Matthew Tkachuk's a great player, but he was never like, he had a 0% chance of getting on this men's team of the year. So PWHL, Sam, reveal it for us.
Luca,
Yeah.
I've got good news and bad news.
What's the bad news?
The bad news is you're just like me, and that you got it wrong. Okay?
Wow.
Super. I thought you had great picks. I
Thank
thought
you.
I had great picks.
Thank you.
But Jesse and Thomas
Again.
are.
They got it right?
They got it right.
What the hell?
Yeah, we've got Natalie Spooner.
Let's go. Wow.
Absolutely clutch Canadian MPP.
Yep.
Amazing.
And Taylor Heisey. Guys, congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be here all night.
It was pretty good, honestly.
Do you want to know the team of the year in 2026?
Yeah.
Or 2025? I'll tell you that right now.
And again, I promise you, we did not know about these ahead of time. This is
Wow.
like, yeah, I know.
Well, you two for sure didn't.
Yeah, hey, them two apparently did. Okay, let's break this down.
Yeah.
Then. Natalie Spooner was
Yeah.
probably the easiest lock you
Yeah,
could
we're
have
like-
picked, just because first ever MVP of the league. Like she
Yeah, led
tore
league
it up.
scoring.
Yeah.
Exactly. Taylor Heisey, playoff MVP, first overall pick, first overall pick, I guess, as far as the draft goes, outside of just like the 3 players that were selected for every team, whatever. Incredible season, incredible rookie year, and then caps it off by winning playoff MVP. Yeah.
And a friend of the show. A friend of the program.
Big friend of the program.
Yeah.
The third spot could have gone to anyone. You
Yeah.
picked Sarah Nurse.
Yeah.
I picked Alex Carpenter.
Yeah.
You guys obviously picked Marie
goat.
Philippe Poulin.
Yeah.
The GOAT.
Um, she gets it,
Yeah.
and there's no wrong answer.
No, there really isn't. Like, that was one where I felt kind of confident that we had Kucherov, but for this one, it could have been Carpenter, it could have been Nurse.
Yeah.
Their point tallies were all very similar.
They were the same.
Their success in terms of team seasons and all that, like, it all just kind of felt like they really could have given this to anyone, and, you kind of feel sorry for, Carpenter and Nurse at the fact that they got snubbed, but, it's...
We're talking about the GOAT, though.
Yeah.
You can only feel so bad getting
Yeah.
snubbed by, like, MVP.
I wish one day I could get snubbed by the
GOAT.
Yeah.
GOAT. That would be. I would love to be second best one day. That's
Yeah.
really my goal.
Yeah.
Being second best to Marie Philippe Poulin in anything would be.
That's what I mean. I'm like,
your life is pretty good if you're
Yeah.
second best at anything to her.
Yeah.
I would say. Alex Carpenter and Sarah Nurse, like you mentioned, I think Carpenter was also one of the MVP nominees along with MPP. And then if you had to pick a fourth nominee, it probably would have been Sarah Nurse as well, who had the same amount of points as MPP and Carpenter. So really tough decision. I get it. In game wise, if you play NHL, like MPP is just the speed on that card is going to be nuts. And
Shot.
yeah.
for in-game play, like
Right.
that one, I'm happy that she got the card because it's just going to be so fun to use that and score a ton of goals on anyone that you play if you have any of these cards.
Yeah.
Any big surprises out of the forward groups for either the NHL or the PWHL? I think it was, at the end of the day, pretty non-surprising in a good way.
They couldn't have gone wrong with their choices. Like, it could have been so many different people, but I don't think anyone's obviously arguing with the decisions made here.
It's fair.
No, I think I was right. I think they got it wrong and I got it right. And like, hopefully this will get updated at some point in time to reflect Sam's team of the year. Maybe we'll have like an augmented card or something like that. I don't know if you can do that, but like,
We'll try.
We'll try. I don't think it's going to happen, but I certainly feel that way. Listen, if you want to talk about who I think maybe got disrespected, again, I would say someone like Sam Reinhart for something like that, where you're just like, I wish he was in the conversation, but I think you guys are probably right. Like, the people they picked, Yeah, it makes sense. It makes
think so,
sense.
too.
And I like genuinely think Sam Reinhart will be nominated next
Yeah.
year. I think he's earned that title. He's a top 10 player in the league right now. Like,
Yeah.
you can't even, it's tough to even. I mean, you can make an argument against it, but like this is 2 years in a row that he's been the best scorer in the league, or one of the best.
One of the best. We mentioned how tough it is to be on this team of the year with so many great players. Before we go and before we wait a week until we find out who the defenders and goalies are, let's give our second teams here. Let's do what the NFL does, the NBA does. You got our first team. Let's do our second team. You guys can start NHL, PWHL. I don't care, but for forward groups only, anyone you want. Anyone you want as far as like a second team for you that you would have loved to, if they had like a team of the year second team in NHL25, these would be the forwards that you would want to see on that team.
I think I would go Kaprizov for sure, Reinhardt for sure, and I'm going to put Barkov as my centerman because he won the cup and he was so good in the playoffs, so good defensively. I know he's level on points with Lane Hudson right now, but he's a really good player.
Does it have to be by position?
No, just any
No, just
forwards.
any
Yeah.
forwards?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, I think I'm gonna go. You know what? I'll probably go with the same because I remember saying Reinhardt and Barkov.
Wow,
when
these guys are-
I know we are aligned.
You know what's crazy though?
lockstep.
No one's mentioned Austin Matthews, and like he almost scored 7 goals.
Okay. Sorry. You know what? I will stick Matthews in. And you
I
know
know
what?
I could just
No.
swayed.
No. You know though who's legitimately making an argument?
Mitch Marner.
Well, Mitch Marner too, but
William Nylander.
fellas, we're gonna talk about the season that Mark Scheifele's having.
I thought you were gonna say Kyle Connor.
Man, Mark Scheifele's been incredible this year. Incredible. 27 tucks.
You stick Logan Stanley on your back end as well.
Maybe. If you're looking for some size. No. I'm actually gonna go Matthews though. That's a good point. Matthews, Reinhardt, Kaprizov is a pretty solid second line. I don't think you can really go wrong with that. Into Barkov, but like if I'm thinking about, I don't know.
If you're thinking about the most
I got
overrated
this
players
weird
in the
feeling
league.
that Matthews is, if he stays healthy, he's gonna like find this weird way to win the Rocket. What does he have now? 20 goals? 19 goals?
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty correct feeling given
Yeah.
that guy just scores in bushels.
I think Draisaitl will end up winning it, but like I think he's gonna just like go back-to-back Hattie games, and like all of a sudden he's right there.
Yeah.
I just keep talking. No. Tell me more.
I'm talking about the regular season.
I
Sam.
just want to hear more about how Austin Matthews is going to win
Hey,
the Rocket.
I respect his game. I respect Poppy's game.
Austin Matthews for me as well. Shocker. And then I think I would add Draisaitl. And I think for me it would be Kucherov would be my 3 as my second team.
Yeah, because I guess you technically
Because I didn't technically choose him for that one, so I'm choosing him for this one.
Fair
Even though
enough.
he's technically first team, he's my second team.
Fair enough. I understand that.
You know what? I gotta say something here. As much as I absolutely love Sam Reinhart, because now I'm just thinking.
This guy's been Mark Scheifele on.
As much as I loved what Scheifele on, I'm actually gonna go Kaprizov, Draisaitl, Matthews.
So you went from Reinhardt. You're like in the last 2 years, he's been the best goal scorer in the league.
but
He
so
should be on
is-
the first team. Now he's not even on your second.
You know who's been a better goal scorer than Reinhart the last years? I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong, but like goals per game, like I feel like Draisaitl and Matthews have both been better goal scorers. And this year, Kaprizov has been just as good on a worse team.
Okay.
Anything else, man?
These guys,
Change your team one more time.
these guys were 2 peas in a pod, and then I brought this question up, and then it started the same, and then it got so heated.
You know, like those peas that you get like in your lunchbox, like it was just
Snappies?
snapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, the snappies. We got snapped.
Yeah, you guys got snapped.
Yeah.
I'll go PWHL for this one. I think it's pretty easy. Sarah Nurse, Alex Carpenter both didn't make our first teams or also the actual team of the year. So them two. And then the third spot's interesting. I'll go Laura Stacey. She was one of the best goal scorers last year in the league and has continued that play. But you could go Kendall if you want. I think next year, if I'm talking about this, like probably Sarah Fillier's on that team. But just based on the calendar year of 2024, it'll be Laura Stacey for me along with that forward.
She's also a beauty. Laura Stacey's a beauty.
Shout out to EA for allowing us to be a part of this reveal for NHL 25 Team of the Year. That is just the forward group, though, that is down. You can play with them live now in the game. Remember to upgrade your nominee cards if you had any of the nominee cards for the winners of Team of the Year, the members for the NHL and PWHL teams. And next Friday, January 31st, we're going to be reacting to reveal for defenders and goalies and see if these guys have a perfect team. They've got perfect forward groups for both the NHL and PWHL. Me and Sam 0 for 2. Hopefully we can bounce back a little. But let us know what you think of the team of the year for the forwards and if there were any surprises, snubs, all that kind of stuff.